That's just bossa nova sounding thing.
Have you guys ever played like White Sandy Beach together?
No, but that would be nice.
We can try something. Yeah.
Bossa version.
Something like that.
That was like White Sandy Beach and Bora Bora.
That was, yeah. Some kind of beach.
This was like somewhere.
All right. So, doing a second little mini podcast this week because our friend and Luthier Chade Nelson is on the island. Thanks for joining us today, Chade.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
How many years was it? Like 5 years since you were back?
Yeah, 4 or 5 years. Yeah, it's been a little while.
Yeah, I felt a little longer, but then that was like right before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
It was sometime 2000, maybe 19, maybe 18, but yeah, it was back then, and we had this shop in Salt in Honolulu, and Chade brought by a couple ukes that he had built, and we kind of every once in a while a builder will bring us ukes, and usually it's like cool, okay,
It's always fun.
but yeah, with Chade's I was like, whoa, these sound really good. And they've only gotten better. So thanks for bringing us down this one. I'm going to put it in your hands and have you talk about it a little bit.
Sounds good. So in this particular ukulele, I've got on the back and sides, it's flamed walnut. And then I used German spruce for the top. On the fretboard, I haven't used this one on the fretboard before. It's wenge on the fretboard, and also has flamed bindings, flamed walnut bindings on the fretboard as well, and also on the headstock it's rosewood, and also on the back it's rosewood. And unique to this ukulele too, it's a walnut neck, which you don't see very often. I wanted all the appointments to kind of match and kind of go well with each other, so that's why I chose that particular wood. And the bindings are rosewood as well, kind of in the same similar color as walnut. Unique to the rosette, I have it's kind of a unique kind of white and green epoxy that's been a pine cone's been epoxied into this epoxy and then just kind of cut out, so you can see some of the pine cone coming through on that as well. And then it's a black walnut bridge. Oh, sorry, not black walnut. It's a blackwood bridge. And the way I build these two on the sides, I always do double sides. So it's a flamed walnut side, and on the inside is wenge. So they're about 2.5 to 3 millimeters thick on the sides, but that really makes the sides really sturdy, and also helps with projection. And sometimes I do double back, but this particular one, I liked the flamed walnut, so I just stuck with the flamed walnut on the back.
That's really nice.
How has your building developed over the years?
So starting out, I just kind of had a bucket list item to build a guitar. I play guitar, and I always wanted to build one. And I got into playing classical guitar, and got to the point where I wanted a custom guitar. I found a local Luthier in San Antonio, Texas, who'd been building for 40 plus years. Ordered one from him. Love the guitar. The guy is such a nice guy. His name is Lucio Nunez. Became pretty good friends with him, and asked one day if he would teach me how to build one, and he agreed to it. And over the course of 6 to 8 months, I just went down to his shop, and he took me through step by step how he builds his classical guitars. And I just kind of fell in love with the process. Fell in love with woodworking.
How long ago is this?
This was probably seven years ago, roughly. And as I was building that, he went through all the steps of how they used to do it back in the day before we had modern machinery and everything. So just basically gave me a whole history lesson on building guitars. And then I had built a couple guitars after that, and then I had a friend asked if I'd build him a ukulele, which I'd never done before. So I was up for the challenge, and a few years prior to that, I had purchased my first ukulele here in Oahu, and kind of fell in love with the instrument. The thing that I love about ukulele is just fun, happy instrument. Everyone that kind of enjoys ukuleles are just fun, happy people. They're not stuck in a box. And my creative outlet didn't like being stuck in a box of classical guitars.
Can I check it out real quick?
Yeah.
Sorry, so I have to look at the rosette.
Yeah, just, I mean, you can see that kind of out of the box type thinking you get to.
Like, you can't put a rosette like that on a classical guitar. I mean, you can, but
Right.
nobody wants it.
Right.
And it fits well, I think, on the ukulele because it's such a playful instrument that you can be more playful with your design. So I built the first ukulele I built for a friend, and it was just a standard. I bought a plan off StuMac or one of those sites and built a tenor ukulele using that plan. And just enjoyed the process so much. And then I decided I wanted to build just ukuleles and focus on that. So I made my own body design, which you can see is a little bit. There's a few other builders out there that do something similar to this, but it's not the standard shape that you would normally find. So I wanted something more unique like that.
What is that process like? Just drawing out different shapes,
Yeah,
kind
and
of looking at different things. And...
Yeah, so I had 3 or 4 different shapes, and you kind of have to stick within some geometric boundaries, so that it will come out right and sound right. Just like the top and the bottom bouts have to be still the same as like a regular tenor ukulele. If you go too far to that, probably wouldn't sound quite right. And then I just picked one and stuck with it, and I was a little concerned with this top part here because it's a pretty tight bend. But it ended up working out great. And I build in the Spanish style, so it's a little different where, like when I'm building it, the back goes on last when you're closing it up. So you build the whole thing. The sides are all connected. The neck is connected, and then you put the back on. So the thing I like about that process is you can still kind of alter the top inside. You can fine tune the bracing and even make it thinner if you need to, the actual top. You can play around with the deflection of the top and all of that before you actually close it up.
Do you do that with just tapping, or do you do like what? How do you test something like that?
Yeah, so tapping, and there's deflection measures where you put a small weight on there and use the same weight for all of your instruments, and it just kind of measures how the top deflects, and trying to keep that consistent. And I experiment a lot with that. If you go too thin, it kind of starts sounding like a banjo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a happy medium where ideally to build an instrument that sounds great. I've heard somebody say this before, I can't remember who it was, but you basically are building something that's like on the brink of explosion, but strong enough to stay together. And then if you can achieve that, I think that's where you get the best sound, best projection, best resonance out of an instrument.
Yeah, that's kind of the Spanish style too, a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And then the neck angle gets set when you glue the back on. So with the bolt-ons, the neck angle is set when you're bolting that thing on. But with this, you're actually setting the neck angle as you glue the back on.
That depends on how far it pulls.
Yeah,
back.
how far it pulls forward or
Yeah.
backwards. Yeah. So.
And that style of construction is typically more expensive, but it's supposed to transfer the energy and sound in a superior way.
Yeah, so the idea is that the sides actually go right into the neck, and there's a block inside that goes down like this, and the sides go right into the neck, so the energy comes down through the strings. The whole thing just really vibrates. Sometimes with the bolt-on neck, you'll have people that have opinions between the two,
Sure.
but you're not getting that same energy transfer because the sides are not actually going in the neck itself. It's a different, I would say not the same, it's just a different energy transfer.
Did you always do the string through bridge?
No, I didn't. So the first ones I did, they were tie-on. I did a couple of tie-ons, and then I don't know what we'd call it. I kind of drilled little holes on the base of the bridge and then tied a knot and run it through that way. So it was still on top, it wasn't through. And then I think after maybe the fourth or fifth one, I started to do through. Which I don't know that I could tell too much of a difference in the sound with that. It's just, I think it puts less stress on the instrument with the strings going through.
Because it's like it's not pulling this way, is it? It's pulling from this way.
From inside, yeah.
That makes sense to me, but I've heard people argue that it has a clean look, if nothing else.
It does look nice. Yeah, I think it looks nice.
But yeah, it's not pulling directly at the bridge from
Right,
the sideways
yeah.
position. Yeah.
I mean, he's always sound good.
So you've also kind of evolved with your bracing.
Yeah, so with initially the first two that I brought several years ago, it was like I just had a fan brace, and then it's kind of a classical guitar. I kind of stick within the classical guitar theme. They're like miniature classical guitars, kind of. So this bracing is based off of a builder called Burnaby. So it has a bridge plate inside. This particular bridge plate is torrefied Sitka that's under here. It's the first time I actually used wood. I usually use carbon fiber for the brace, and I've also used nothing for the brace. I was experimenting to see the sound difference on that. They're really very thin, like almost less than a millimeter thick on the bridge plate. And then there's 3 braces that go down this way. One brace just kind of touches the bridge plate. It's kind of hard to explain. One goes across, but it is notched over it, and then one is cut through the bridge plate.
Do you mind if I put a picture up?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm sharing too much
that's totally
secrets.
Fine. Yeah, it's people could find it online. It's not a secret for sure. And then there's a couple braces that kind of wrap around to kind of centralize the vibration in the middle.
And so you find that versus the standard fan to be, what, a little bit warmer?
It seems that particular bracing I find resonates, it just produces a lot of resonation inside the instrument, more so than I think the fan bracing.
How is the kerfing? It looks like it's
it's solid, yeah. And that also helps to make the sides really stiff.
Oh, okay.
That's why I do that, to stiffen up the sides.
Takes longer because you got to bend the kerfing like you bend sides,
Mm-hmm.
versus just using the pre-made stuff you can just kind of slap on there. But it's just like the double sides, right? It's those things that help you stiffen the sides, increase the projection.
Yeah.
And then you always do 12 fret to the body, right?
Yeah, I was 12 fret. I'll probably do one that's 14 at some point. I just have to build. I mean, you have to do a lot of changes when it's 14 to the fret. You have to move the sound hole around. I'd have to do build several new jigs in order to do that, and I just haven't done it yet.
Good. This already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really punchy.
Yeah, really big sound. There's only a few builders on the market that really build with that sort of projection and punch.
There's a lot of power coming out from it.
Really powerful.
So we haven't had any of your ukes for a while now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
When was the last time you sent us?
I don't know. It's been over a year.
Oh,
It's
okay.
probably a year and a half, maybe, or has it been longer?
I don't know, something like that. But yeah, you were.
Yeah, so I recently moved from San Antonio to Denver, and in that process, I didn't really have a place to set up a wood shop. I'm in the process of getting that taken care of so I can have a place to build again, and it should be ready to go within the next 3 to 4 months. Currently, I have stuff set up in my basement where that's where I built this one because I was missing building, so I just kind of jerry-rigged my own little shop. It's not ideal because it's not organized like I like it. So yeah, that's where this one came in. And then just getting settled in a new city, it was a lot more than I anticipated it being. Moving from another states with kids and getting them all settled in school and everything. Took a lot more effort than I had imagined.
So
it
much
would.
work.
So much work. So there just hasn't been the time, and I haven't had the place. But now we're settled, and I should be, able to build more of these now, which I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Getting back into it because it's.
Well, you've always been a really. I mean, from what I've known, you have a creative itch that.
And
this
just
craft allows you to
and building
express
these.
yourself through.
Yeah, and you have to focus. Like when you're building or working with wood or any sort of machinery, you have to focus on what you're doing, so you don't get hurt or something. So it's kind of I view it as kind of like my meditation when I'm building because I'm just focused in the moment. And I don't know, it's kind of a peaceful time when I'm able to spend time building, away from all the noise of life.
Totally. Yeah, and I mean, it comes out in your instruments, just that desire to do something great.
Yeah, and I build, the way that I view building these things is because I also I purchased several ukuleles because I like to play. I haven't played in a while. Once I started building, I actually enjoy building more than playing, even though I still do enjoy playing, but I build what I would buy myself. So when I choose the wood and choose appointments, I really take a lot of time to pick things that really flow well together and that I would want to buy myself.
Yeah, you've bought some nice ukes from us.
Yeah.
You still got that Morbetta?
I do. Yeah.
He's got one of the nicest Morbettas out there.
Which one did you pick up?
It's the one from the tree.
Oh,
Was it one of the first ones?
Yeah.
You built?
I think
it was. Yeah.
I can't remember which.
No,
which
it's
one.
not. It's not one of the first. I mean, it was like maybe
But
4
the-
years
It was
ago.
yeah,
Ulu
four,
top, right?
Yeah,
it was like
Ulu
four-
top.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe one of
Yeah,
the
it was
first
it
ones
was
with
the
Ulu
Ulu
top.
top. Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't the first one he did.
With an Ulu top. I don't
Yeah,
know.
with the Ulu top, but then
One of the first, yeah.
the mahogany on the back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the first he did like that.
I did
but
a
it
couple
was-
with the Ulu
yeah.
top, I think. Yeah.
but it was one of the nicer ones
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, coming at it from an enthusiast first, somebody
Mhm.
that loved the instrument with a passion for it.
Yeah. I actually bought my first ukulele while I was on my honeymoon here, and my wife tells everyone that it was it was like just $100 ukulele. It's like the best investment I made during that time because I would just sit there and play it while she would get ready, and it wasn't like when we
Yeah,
go?
come on,
Come on,
already.
let's go.
Yeah.
Hurry up.
That's a good one. Gotta have those little hobbies you
Yeah.
can pick up while you're waiting for your wife to get ready. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna put that in Kalei's hands too. Yeah, what a rich sound.
yeah.
That's another thing about that bracing pattern. I think that also helps out with the overtones.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I started using that particular pattern and experimenting with it, I really noticed a difference in the overtones.
There's a lot of like low end, bassy overtones coming through. Nice.
Incredible sustain and overtones.
It's like I had to play a little bit of slow and fast, parts in there just to kind of showcase what it's capable of doing. Got a winner here.
Phenomenal work, Chade.
Thank you.
Really excited to again showcase. Hey, like, how do you think of a rosette like that? It's so cool, but so different.
I did a lot of part of my creative process is I think probably with most people is building off of things you see that have already been created. So I did a lot of searching for modern modern art online, and just seeing some of those contrasting modern shapes. And I saw something similar to that, and I saw that particular shape, like just in one shape. Then, I don't know, just thought, what would this look like stacked 3 on top of each other, at a slight angle, and
it goes really well.
Yeah.
I know, it works.
Design.
What do you call it? Like this type of rosette?
Good question.
You should,
I have no idea.
Because it's not like I don't know.
Copyright
You
it.
think of rosette, you think of it following around, but it's
Patent. You got a patent.
it's like
Yeah.
It's not more of like an art piece. Yeah.
racing
Like,
stripes or. Kind
When
of,
I don't
look
know.
at
It's
it.
just I love the way it looks on there.
Yeah.
Though, and,
yeah, especially that that one has what is it? What's the wood on the in the middle piece there?
I think it's palm heart or something like
the
that.
palm, yeah. Yeah, and then the 2 outer with the epoxy with pine cone mixed into the epoxy.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
That is cool.
I have one that I'm working on that I'd started that also has pine cone in it, but it's red and has kind of like a red gold shimmer to it. It's gonna be similar. I mean, it's similar to that, but it's red and shimmery gold. It looks really cool.
Sounds fun. Yeah, and you've always kind of been just mixing it up with the creative.
Well,
You
that
did the
one I
4
did.
seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 4 seasons. That was super cool.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, so we have one of the podcasts a couple years ago featuring those 4. I'll put a link in the notes. But yeah, this one will be up sometime within the week on the website, so you guys can check it out there. Thank you so much, Chade.
Yeah.
It was
Thanks for
really
having me.
Yeah.
Thank
good
you.
to be able to
Yeah.
introduce people here to you. And if you guys get a chance, experience Pigeon Tree ukuleles. They're some of the best you can find. And yeah, we're excited that you're getting up and going again, and we're going to be able to showcase them more often.
Yeah, I
So,
appreciate that. It's nice to be able to sit in front of the instrument. I'm not around anyone that can play really can play like you guys.
play pretty good though.
Yeah, but you're behind it, so
Okay. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
different when you're sitting in front of it and can hear the projection.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So that's I was really excited about that actually today, to be able to hear you guys, who are great players, be able to sit in front of this thing and hear it.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for bringing a treat for all of us.
For sure. Every time you're on the island, you got to stop by.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. All right, guys. Thank you so much. See you soon. Aloha.
Thanks.
All right.